Why the night sky is dark? Look at the night sky, endless black stretches above, studded with countless stars, each a distant sun blazing with its own light. And yet, between those points of brilliance, darkness, and dominates, the vastness of space appears empty, silent, and infinite. So, why is the night sky dark? Despite the billions of stars scattered across the cosmos, this question, simply in its appearance, leads us into the depth of the universe, its history, and the very nature of light and time. At first glance, one might expect the sky to be ablaze with light, where the universe contains an infinite number of stars shining forever. Then every direction we look should be filled with brightness. Every point in the sky should be as bright as the surface of a star. Yet, this is not what we see. Night is dark. The sky is a canvas of shadow, punctuated by luminous points. This paradox has puzzled humans for centuries, and it invites us to explore the cosmos in its grandest scale. To understand this darkness, we must begin with the age of the universe. The cosmos is not eternal in the sense of an unchanging, infinite expanse. The universe had a beginning, a moment now called the Big Bang, approximately 13.8 billion years ago. Time, space, and matter all began then. Light has an infinite speed, about 300,000 kilometers per second, and it takes time to travel across the cosmos. Then we look at the stars. We're not seeing them as they are now, right? But as they were when their light began its journey. The darkness between stars is not emptiness. It is simply that the light from distant regions has not reached us yet, and some stars are too young, too distant, or have burned out long ago. Space between stars is filled with time itself. The night is dark because the universe is finite in age, and the light has not yet had the chance to fill every corner of the cosmos. Another reason lies in the expansion of the universe. The space between the galaxies is not static. It stretches, carrying galaxies farther apart. As space expands, the light traveling through it is stretched, shifting toward longer, invisible wavelengths. Light that might once have been visible to the human eye shifts into the infrared or beyond, become undetectable by our senses. And you know that this cosmic expansions ensures that even as billions of stars shines across the universe, the night sky remains largely and dark, right? And the darkness is, in a sense, a shadow cast by the very growth of the cosmos. Furthermore, the darkness of night is a reflection of the balanced forces in the universe. Star shines, but not all stars are the same. Not all stars are the same. Some are dim dwarfs, barely producing detectable light. Others are bright giants, but their distance dims their glow by the time it reaches Earth. Nebulae and dust clouds obscure light, absorbing and scattering photons, adding shadows where light might otherwise illuminate. Even as we gaze at the star and gaze at the sky, the universe is full of regions invisible to the naked eye. Silent and dark, waiting for instruments to reveal their hidden glow. Darkness is not absence. It is a reminder that the cosmos has layers and scales beyond our immediate perception. The night sky also connects us to the passage of time. Each point of light is a messenger from the past. Some stars no longer exist. Their light is only now reaching us. Some galaxies are millions or even billions of light years away. And the photons arriving in this instant began their long journey even long before life existed on Earth. The darkness between these points of light is space time itself, stretched and empty, filled with the potential for stars, planets, and life yet to emerge. When we see dark space, we see history, memory, and the quiet vastness that shapes the evolution of the universe. The dark sky is also the stage for wonder. It frames constellations, planets, comets, and the Milky Way, allowing us to perceive patterns, cycles, and motions across unimaginable distances. The contrast between light and shadow makes stars visible, highlights the glowing trails of meteors, and reveals the faint shimmer of distant galaxies. Darkness, in this sense, is not absence. It is a canvas upon which the universe paints its story. Without it, light would blend into brilliance, and the cosmos would lose its clarity and beauty. Humanity has long sought to understand this darkness. Ancient astronomers observed the night sky, cataloging stars, tracing the motions of planets, and imagining the celestial spheres beyond. Philosophers asked why the heavens were dark, and the scientists like Oblas later formalized the question as a paradox. If the universe is infinite, eternal, and uniformly filled with stars, why is the night sky dark? So the resolution lies in the finite age of the universe, the expansion of space, and the finite speed of light. Principles that only became clear with the development of modern astronomy and cosmology. Each explanation deepens our understanding of reality, revealing that the darkness itself is evidence of a dynamic and evolving cosmos. And so, every night as darkness falls, we witness the universe in its true form, vast, ancient, and alive with motion. The dark sky reminds us of how our place within it, the delicate balance of light and shadow, the finite speed of light, and the expansion of space. It teaches patience, humility, and wonder. Every twinkle, every shadow, every faint glow across the heavens is a reminder that we are observers of an unfolding cosmic drama, a drama that stretches back to the birth of time itself. When you look up tonight at the dark canvas above, remember, the night is dark not because the universe is empty, but because it is alive with history, motion, and potential. Each dark patch, each point of light connects you to the story of billions of stars, countless galaxies, and universe tells its grandest tale. The tale that includes you, Earth, and the countless worlds that shine just beyond reach. The night sky is dark, yet it is full. It is filled with the light of distant stars, the shadow of space, and the history of time itself. It is also a reminder that even in the darkness, there is structure, beauty, and meaning, a cosmos alive with secrets, inviting us to look, to wonder, and to explore. In every glance at the night sky, we witness the paradox of light and shadow. And the finite and the infinite, the known and the unknowable. And in that paradox, we find the quiet majesty of the universe stretching endlessly above us. Dark is brilliant, silent yet
as the moon fully eclipses the sun,
The story
the
of
ethereal
Yuri
pearly-white
Gagarin,
corona
the first
emerges,
human in
stretching
space.
millions of miles into
April
space.
12, 1961, a date that would forever change humanity's understanding of the sky and of ourselves, of course. On that morning, a rocket thundered into the heavens, carrying a small, solitary capsule, and within it, a man named Yuri Gagarin. For the first time in history, a human being was leaving the Earth, not in imagination, not in dreams, but in reality, crossing the boundary between our world and the infinite void of space. Yuri Gagarin was not born to the stars. He was the son of a carpenter and a millmaid, growing up in a small village in Soviet Union. Yet, from an early age, he was captivated by flight, by the freedom of the skies, and the courage of those who dared to push the limits of human capability. He trained as a pilot, learning to tame machines that could cut through clouds and wind. But nothing in his life could fully prepare him for the journey that awaited him. A journey not just through space, but also the very imagination of humanity. The spacecraft Vostok 1 was small and rudimentary by today's standards, a capsule barely large enough for a single person, with dials, switches, and instruments crammed into its interior. It offered only a bare essential: life support, navigation, and the will to survive. Outside, the vastness of space awaited, a realm of silence, darkness, and unknown dangers. Yet, for Gagarin, fear was tempered by a sense of purpose. He was about to become the embodiment of human curiosity and daring, the first to bridge the gap between our planet and the cosmos. And when Vostok 1 launched, the roar of engines shook the ground, and the capsule climbed through layers of atmosphere, each kilometer bringing it farther from the Earth, farther from the gravity's unyielding grip. And the sky darkened, the curvature of the planet became visible. And soon, Gagarin was floating, weightless, suspended between Earth below and the infinite expanse above. He gazed through the small window at the blue planet, a fragile sphere of clouds, oceans, and land. Humanity's home appeared peaceful, delicate, and vulnerable against the backdrop of the cosmos. For the first time, human eye truly saw Earth as a world among worlds, orbiting silently in space. Gagarin's journey lasted only 108 minutes, a brief arc across the heavens. Yet, in that short time, he accomplished what countless generations had dreamed of. He proved that humans could survive and move beyond their world, that we could step into the void and return safely. He orbited the planet, witnessing sunrises and sunsets in rapid successions, observing the thin veil of atmosphere, and feeling the strange and exhilarating freedom of weightlessness. Each rotation of the Earth beneath him was a reminder of the planet's motion and of our place in the cosmic order. But Gagarin's flight was more than a technological feat. It was a symbol, a statement, and a narrative about the potential of human courage. In the midst of the Cold War, when nations were divided by ideology and suspicion, his journey unified imaginations. Children and adults alike looked up at the sky with wonder, asking themselves, could I be the next to reach beyond? Could humanity truly extend its reach to the stars? Gagarin's flight became the bridge between the dreams of the possible and the reality of achievable. The world held its breath as he returned. He re-entering the atmosphere. The capsule endured tremendous heat and pressure. Flames licked its exterior as friction with air slowed its descent. Then, with a gentle thud, it landed on Earth, returning its occupant safely to the soil from which he had begun. Humanity had crossed a threshold. The first human in space had survived. He had seen Earth from above and carried back not only his own experience, but the collective vision of what humans might accomplish. Gagarin's stories is a story of preparation, discipline, and the human spirit. Behind the triumph lay years of training, simulations and trials, a network of engineers, scientists, and visionaries who made this flight possible. Every heartbeat, and even the mission, every calculation and adjustment was a testament to the collaboration of human minds striving for one extraordinary goal: to leave Earth and return safely, bringing knowledge and inspiration as well as possibility. Yuri Gagarin became an icon, not only of the Soviet space program, but of humanity's boundless curiosity. He reminded the world that the sky is not a limit but a threshold, that exploration is both a challenge and a promise. His smile, captured in photographs, symbolized the triumph of courage over fear, of curiosity over the unknown, and of the human desire to see what lies beyond our immediate horizon. Even today, decades later, Gagarin's journey continues to inspire. Every astronaut who follows in his path, every satellite launched, every human stepping toward the moon, Mars, or even carries a trace of his courage. The first human in space was not an explorer of orbit, but an explorer of possibility, a testament to what humanity can achieve when we dare to dream and act. In remembering Yuri Gagarin, we remember one more thing than a mission. We remember the leap from the familiar into the unknown, the courage to rise above gravity and fear, the affirmation that the human spirit belongs not only to Earth but also to cosmos. Standing under the night sky, looking up at the stars, he once circled from above. We are reminded of his journey and the door he opened, the door to space, to discovery, and to the eternal question of what lies beyond. Yuri Gagarin's flight was brief, measured in minutes, but its impact is timeless. He showed that humanity can cross boundaries, that courage and preparation can overcome fear, and that the universe, vast and unyielding, is within our reach. His story is not just about a man or a spacecraft. It is about the enduring quest to explore, to understand, and to connect with the cosmos itself. Every orbit, every launch, every human reaching at the stars is a continuation of his journey, a living testament to the power of curiosity, courage, and the unquenchable desire to touch the heavens.
As the moon fully eclipses the sun, the ethereal
The
pearly
story
white
of
corona
Apollo
emerges,
11,
stretching millions of miles
Humanity
into
on the
space.
Moon. July 20, 1969, a day that would forever mark the history of humanity. On that day, a small silver spacecraft descended slowly onto the lunar surface, carrying two astronauts who were about to step onto another world. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins had traveled over 384,000 kilometers from Earth, crossing the void between planets, and humanity was about to take its first steps beyond its home. Apollo 11 was a culmination of years of ambition, courage, and meticulous planning. The United States, locked in a fierce competition with the Soviet Union during the Cold War, had set a bold goal to land a human on the moon and return them safely to Earth. This was more than politics. It was a testament to human ingenuity, perseverance, and the unquenchable desire to explore.
The orbiter's path across
Every
the Earth's
rocket,
surface clear.
every calculation, every experiment was part of a mission that would push the limits of technology and courage. The journey began with the launch of Saturn V, the most powerful rocket ever built. With engines roaring and flames painting the sky, Apollo 11 lifted from Kennedy Space Center, carrying its precious cargo into the blackness above. The Earth fell away beneath them, a pale blue sphere suspended in the infinite void. Inside the spacecraft, Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins became both explorers and caretakers, monitoring systems, navigating their course, and preparing for the unknown challenges ahead. As they traveled through space, they witnessed a panorama few humans had ever seen before. The sun glinting on Earth's oceans, the swirling clouds, and the vast emptiness beyond created a perspective that was both humbling and inspiring. Earth was beautiful, fragile, and isolated, a tiny oasis of life suspended in the darkness. And ahead lay the moon, silent and desolate, a stark landscape of craters, valleys, and mountains, waiting to receive humanity's first footprints. The descent to the moon was tense and precise. Armstrong and Aldrin entered the lunar module, nicknamed Eagle, while Collins remained in orbit aboard the command module. The lunar module separated, beginning a controlled descent across the lunar surface. The astronauts navigated with a combination of instruments, skill, and courage, avoiding boulders and craters as the moon drew closer. Every second mattered, every miscalculation could have been fatal. Yet, as Armstrong guided the spacecraft to a safe landing in the Sea of Tranquility, a moment of triumph rippled across the world. Humanity had reached another world. Houston, Tranquility Base here. Eagle has landed. Those words echoed across the earth, carrying excitement, belief, and awe. It was a voice of not only announcing a technical achievement, but declaring that humans could extend their presence beyond their home planet. The world watched, breathless, as history unfolded in real time. The moon, once a distant and mysterious presence in the sky, had become a tangible destination. And then there came the moment that would be remembered forever. Neil Armstrong stepped off the ladder and onto the lunar soil, leaving the first human footprint on another celestial body. That's one step. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. The words captured the essence of the achievement. A personal action with universal significance, a human reaching beyond Earth, embodying the dreams of generations. Buzz Aldrin joining him shortly after, and together they explored, collected samples, and marveled at the alien beauty of the moon. Each rock, each crater, each shadow told the story of a world untouched by life, shaped by billions of years of cosmic history. The astronauts placed the American flag on the moon's surface, a symbol of achievement, but also a reminder of our connection to exploration, discovery, and the human spirit. They conducted experiments, deployed instruments, and left behind artifacts that would record their presence long after they returned to Earth. The moon, silent and unchanging, now bore the imprint of human curiosity, a record of our desire to explore, understand, and transcend. While Armstrong and Aldrin walked the moon, Michael Collins circled above, alone in the command module, witnessing the lunar landscape in solitude. His perspective was unique, both observer and guardian, orbiting silently while his companions touched the surface. Collins' vigilance ensured the safe return of the team, a reminder that space exploration is never about individuals alone, but about teamwork, preparation, and trust. The return journey was no less perilous. Reuniting with the command module, exiting lunar orbit, and entering Earth's atmosphere required precision and courage. The heat of the re entry, the friction, and the forces pressing upon the astronauts tested both machine and human. And yet, as the capsule parachuted into the Pacific Ocean, safely splashing down, a journey that began with a dream had been completed. Humans had traveled to another world and returned safely, bringing them with knowledge, inspiration, and the proof that the impossible was achievable. Apollo 11's mission was more than science and engineering. It was a testament about humanity's potential, about our willingness to confront fear and embrace the unknown. It inspired generations of scientists and engineers and dreamers to look upward and ask, what lies beyond? The moon landings became a symbol of exploration itself, a testament to courage, collaboration, and limitless possibilities of human ambition. The moon, once a distant orb of mystery, now bore witness to human presence. The footprints, the flag, the experiments, they remain today as a silent record of a moment when humans reached across space. Apollo 11 teaches us that exploration requires vision, preparation, and courage to step into the unknown. It reminds us that every journey begins with curiosity, and every achievement begins with a decision to reach further. Standing under the night sky today, looking up at the moon's pale glow, we can imagine Armstrong and Aldrin walking on its surface. We can sense the enormity of the voyage, the triumph of technology, and human will, and also the connection between Earth and its nearest neighbor. Apollo 11 reminds us that we are capable of extraordinary feats. that the
As the
universe
moon
is not
fully
distant
eclipses the
or
sun, the
unattainable.
ethereal
That
pearly-white corona
curiosity,
emerges,
courage,
stretching
and
millions of
collaboration
miles
can
into
take
space.
us to worlds beyond our imagination. The story of Apollo 11 is a story of humanity itself, daring to dream, striving against uncertainty, and leaving behind a legacy that will inspire generations. The moon landings were not the end, but the beginning. A reminder that the stars are not beyond our reach, and that every small step into the unknown can become a giant leap for all mankind. The space race, USR versus USSR. In the aftermath of World War II, the world found itself divided, not just by ideology, but by ambition. Two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, stared at the heavens with equal determination. The space above the Earth, once a domain of stars and mystery, had become the ultimate arena for national pride, technological supremacy, and the imagination of humanity itself. It was the beginning of the space race, a competition that would push the
As the moon
boundaries of
reaches
science,
totality, the umbrella path
engineering,
across the
and
Earth's
courage.
surface clear.
The race began in earnest of October 4, 1957, when the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth. A metal sphere barely the size of a beach ball, Sputnik sent beeping signals back to the Earth, announcing to the world the era of space exploration had begun. Its orbiting path, a silent witness to human achievement, was a triumph of engineering and a wake-up call to the United States. The sky was no longer the limit. It was a battlefield of innovation, ambition, and international prestige. The United States responded with urgency. The creation of NASA in 1985 marked a commitment to challenge the Soviet lead to develop rockets, satellites, and eventually human spaceflight programs capable of reaching the moon. The race was not just political, it was a test of ingenuity, collaboration, and the very human desire to explore. Every launch, every mission, and every calculation became a statement. We're capable of venturing beyond our world. The Soviets achieved another monumental milestone on April 12, 1961, when Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space. Orbiting Earth in Vostok 1, Gagarin's journey demonstrated that humans could survive beyond the atmosphere. We could step into the void and return. The achievement captivated the globe, inspiring awe and anxiety alike. It was a triumph of courage, science, and ambition, and it escalated the competition between the two nations to the unprecedented heights. In response, the United States accelerated its programs. The Mercury and Gemini missions tested human endurance, orbital mechanics, and redenverse techniques. Astronauts trained for weightlessness, navigation, and emergency procedures. Every mission was a stepping stone, each one refining skills and knowledge necessary for the ultimate prize, landing humans on the moon. The pressure was immense. The world watched, and the failure was not just a personal risk, it was a national one. The space race was not just about technology, it was about storytelling. Each launch, each orbit, each photograph of Earth from space communicated to billions that humans could transcend boundaries. Television screens across the world broadcast images of rocket piercing the sky, astronauts floating in the void, and satellites silently circling Earth. The rays captured imaginations, inspired generations of engineers, scientists, and dreamers, and created a shared narrative of possibility that humanity could step beyond the confines of our world. Their stakes grew with new milestones. The Soviets launched the first woman in space, Valentina Tereshkova, in 1963, expanding the vision of who could venture into orbit. The United States tested spacecraft capable of docking, maneuvering, and performing extravehicular activity. Every success by one side prompted innovation from the other. Competition fueled creativity, pushing humanity forward at a pace unprecedented in history. The space race was a crucible forging the future of exploration through rivalry and ambition. Yet, the race was more than rivalry. It was a journey. It was a total journey. And to understanding of the human. Each mission revealed insight into the reflex of microgravity on the body, on the behavior of spacecraft in orbit, and the dynamics of long-duration missions. Satellites provided new views of Earth, mapping weather patterns, oceans, and continents from above. The universe was no longer distant. It became accessible, measurable, and increasingly familiar. The exploration was not only political, it was scientific, cultural, and philosophical. The culmination of the space race became with the Apollo program. The United States, fueled by determination and technological prowess, set its sights to the moon. On July 20, 1969, Apollo 11 successfully landed humans on the lunar surface. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked where no one had walked before, leaving footprints on a world that had always been out of reach. Humanity had crossed the threshold, providing that imagination, determination, and collaboration could overcome fear, distance, and uncertainty. The moon landing was a moment of triumph, not just for the United States, but for all of humanity, a testament to what can be achieved when we reach for the stars. The space race were more than a contest of nations. It was a narrative of human ambition, a story of courage, vision, and the desire to transcend the boundaries. It demonstrated that rivalry can drive progress, that science can unite imagination with reality, and that the pursuit of the unknown can inspire generations. The rockets, the orbits, the missions, they are monuments not only of technology, but of human spirit. Even after the Cold War ended, the legacy of the space race endured. The knowledge, the technology, and inspiration it generated paved the way for the international cooperation, space stations, robotic exploration, and plans for Mars. It reminded us that exploration is shared by human endeavor, that our drive to look beyond the sky connects us across borders, ideologies, and generations. Standing beneath the night sky today, we can trace the arc of satellites. Remember the triumphs of Gagarin, Armstrong, and countless engineers and scientists, and feel the echoes of a time when the world
As
looked
the meteor
upward
enters the
with
upper
both fear
atmosphere,
and
the
wonder.
intense friction
The
causes the
space
outer
race,
layers to
the
ablate
space race
or
was
peel
not
away.
merely about which nation could claim first. It was about awakening humanity to the possibilities that lie beyond our atmosphere, encouraging us to dream bigger, reach farther, and embrace the unknown. The story of the space race reminds us that the heavens are not distant or unattainable. They are canvas for courage, curiosity, and collaborations. Each mission, each launch, each orbit represents the extraordinary potential of humanity when we dare to explore. The competition between the United States and the Soviet Union became a testament to human creativity, determination, and the timeless design to reach beyond our world. And in that story, you find inspiration, a reminder that the universe is vast, challenging, and awaiting for those who dare to journey into the unknown. Comparing the sizes of the planets. Look up at the night sky. Tiny points of light twinkle across the darkness, some close, some impossibly distant. Among them, some are stars, but some are planets, our neighbors in the solar system, each unique in size, shape, and character. To truly appreciate our cosmic neighborhood, we must compare these planets, not just in distance, but in scale, seeing Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and beyond as part of a grand celestial family. Now let's begin with Earth, our home. With a diameter of about 12,742 kilometers, Earth is a medium-sized planet, a marble of water, land, and air suspended in space. It seems immense to us, the stage of life in human civilization. Yet, when placed among its planetary siblings, Earth is far from the largest. Its size allows for a delicate balance, an atmosphere that supports life, oceans that regulate climate, and gravity that holds our world together. Next, we look outward to Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system. At only 4,880 kilometers across, Mercury is less than half the size of Earth, a scorched, cratered world hugging the Sun in a rapid orbit. This size means it cannot retain a substantial atmosphere, exposing it to intense solar radiation. Its size means it cannot retain, and its smallness is a shock when compared to Earth. Yet even Mercury, with its diminutive diameter, tells a story of resilience, a planet enduring billions of years under relentless solar fire. Venus, Earth's twin in size, measures about 12,104 kilometers across, almost identical to Earth. Yet, the similarity is deceptive. Venus is a world of extremes, crushing atmospheric pressure, suffocating clouds of sulfuric acid, and surface temperatures that can melt lead. Size alone does not dictate habitability, but understanding scales helps us appreciate the diversity, the planetary conditions, and the delicate balance that makes Earth uniquely sustainable for us and suitable for life. Mars. The red planet is slightly smaller than Earth at about 6,779 kilometers in diameter. Its smaller size contributes to a weaker gravity, thinner atmosphere, and the slow escape of heat over time, leaving a cooler and drier world. Yet, Mars' size and position have made it a subject of fascination for centuries. Its craters, volcanoes, and valleys invite questions about water, life, and our future as explorers seeking to leave our home planet and reach beyond. Moving outward, we encounter the giants. Jupiter, the king of planets, is 139,820 kilometers across, over 11 times the diameter of the Earth. Its immense size dominates the solar system, hosting dozens of moons and generating storms larger than entire continents. The Great Red Spot, a swirling storm persisting for centuries, is a testament to Jupiter's scale and power. Here, size is not just a number, it shapes gravity, magnetism, and the very architecture of the solar system, protecting inner planets and sculpting their orbits. Saturn, slightly smaller than Jupiter, at 116,460 kilometers, is famous for its rings,
As the moon
a
fully
delicate
eclipses the
halo
sun,
of ice
the
and
ethereal
rock
pearly
particles
white corona
extending
emerges,
thousands of
stretching millions
kilometers.
of miles into space.
Its size allows it to retain a vast system of moons, each a miniature world in its own right. Saturn's enormity demonstrates how planetary size influences not only appearance, but structure, dynamics, and the creation of celestial companions, offering a glimpse into a variety and creativity of the cosmos. Uranus and Neptune, the ice giants, measure 50,724 and 49,244 kilometers in diameter, respectively. Smaller than Jupiter and Saturn, but far larger than the Earth. These planets hold thick atmospheres like hydrogen, helium, methane, giving them their characteristic blue-green hues. Their size affects climates, winds, and magnetic fields, shaping alien environments that challenge our understanding of planetary physics. Ice giants reveal that planets need not be small or rocky to be complex. They can be immense, fluid, and still
As the
mysterious.
moon reaches totality,
Pluto,
the river's path
once
across
considered the
Earth's
ninth
surface clear.
planet, is a tiny 2,374 kilometers across, smaller than our moon. Its diminutive size places it in a category of dwarf planets. Yet even this small world has its own complex geology, atmosphere, and moons. Scale teaches us humility. Even the smallest members of the solar system possess stories, dynamics, and secrets waiting to be discovered. You know, comparing the planets in size illuminates more than numbers. It reveals the relationship between gravity, atmosphere, geology, and potential habitability. It reminds us that the universe is a hierarchy of scale, where small planets can host oceans or moons, and massive giants can dominate the orbital paths of countless companions. Science defines structure, behavior, and history, shaping each world into a unique expression of cosmic physics. Visualizing planetary sizes together creates a cosmic perspective. Imagine a beach ball as Earth, Jupiter would become a giant exercise ball, and Saturn slightly smaller, Uranus and Neptune like large beach balls, Mars a small marble, Mercury a pebble, and Pluto a grain of sand. This simple exercise of imagination helps us comprehend the immense differences, the staggering range of scale, and the ingenuity of nature in crafting planets of such diversity. Understanding planetary size also connects to exploration. Space missions, satellites, and rovers are designed with scale in mind. The size of a planet
As the
determines
meteor
gravity,
enters the upper
surface
atmosphere, the
conditions,
intense
and
friction causes
atmospheric
the outer
pressure,
layers to
which
ablate
in turn
or peel
shapes
away.
every instrument sent to study it. From orbiters mapping Jupiter's moon to rovers navigating Martian dunes, scale is a crucial factor in humanity's quest to explore and understand our solar system. Finally, contemplating planetary sizes inspires wonder and humility. Earth, our home, is modest in size, yet perfectly balanced for life. The giant dwarf it, yet are distant and inhospitable. Even the tiniest worlds contribute to the architecture of the solar system. Scale teaches us perspective. We are small, yet capable of understanding, exploring, and appreciating the vast diversity of worlds that share our sun. Looking up at the night sky and remember that each point of light is a planet or a star with its own scale, mass, and story. By comparing sizes, we gain insight into forces, environments, and in possibilities across the solar system. We understand that planets are not just dots in the sky, but worlds with characters, dynamics, and influence. Size becomes a lens through which we can appreciate the complexity, beauty, and interconnectedness of the cosmos. The planets remind us of the scale of existence, the diversities of worlds, and the precisions of cosmic mechanics. They invite exploration, curiosity, and reflection. Comparing the sizes is not merely an exercise in measurement, it is a journey into understanding our place in the universe, the balance that sustains life on Earth, and the infinite possibilities that lie among the stars. Each planet, large or small, is a chapter in the story of our solar system, and through this story, we glimpse the grand tapestry of the cosmos itself. The birth of the universe. Imagine a time before time existed, a moment when nothing at all filled the emptiness. There were no stars, no planets, no galaxies, no light, no sound, just an infinite void of potential, a silence so complete it is beyond our imagination. And yet, within that vast emptiness, something stirred, a singular moment of infinite energy and possibility, compressed into a point smaller than anything we can fathom. Then, in an instant, everything changed. This singularity, a form of unimaginable density, exploded into existence, giving birth to space, time, energy, and matter. And this was the moment we now call the Big Bang. It marked the beginning of everything we know. The universe, vast and empty, suddenly began to stretch outward, expanding faster than the speed of light, carrying it with the building blocks of stars, planets, and galaxies yet to come. In the first fractions of a second, the universe was a searing hot plasma, filled with quarks, electrons, photons, and other fundamental particles, colliding and interacting in a chaotic dance. Time itself was being created, and the laws of physics began to take shape. The universe was expanding, cooling, and beginning to organize. Within this extreme environment, the first fundamental forces, gravity, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces, started to guide the behavior of matter, laying the groundwork for the structure of the cosmos. As the universe cooled over the next few minutes, quarks combined to form protons and neutrons, and these protons and neutrons began to fuse into the very first atomic nuclei. Hydrogen and helium were born, and the simplest and the most abundant elements in the universe. These first elements forged into the crucible of the early universe were the seeds from which stars, planets, and eventually life itself would emerge. And In every atom of hydrogen and helium, there existed the potential for every star, every galaxy, every living creatures that would ever exist. Hundreds of thousands of years passed. The universe cooled further, allowing elements like electrons combined with atomic nuclei to form neutral atoms. For the first time, light could travel freely across space. This event, known as recombination, released what we now observe as the cosmic microwave background. The faint afterglow of the Big Bang, every telescope that gazes deep into space is essentially looking back in time, observing light that has traveled billions of years to reach us. A window into the universe infancy. Gravity, the invisible architect of the cosmos, began to sculpt the universe. Regions with slightly higher concentrations of matter attracted more matter, forming clouds of gas that collapsed under their own weight. Within these clouds, the first stars ignited. The nuclear furnaces fusing hydrogen into helium and the heavier elements, producing light and heat for the first time in cosmic history. These first stars were massive, bright, and short-lived, living only a few million years before ending their lives in the spectacular supernova. And the explosions of these stars scattered elements across space, enriching the cosmos medium with the carbon, oxygen, iron, and all the ingredients necessary for planets, oceans, and life. In this way, the death of the first stars became the birth of everything that followed. Our own solar system, Earth, and even the very atoms in our body owe their existence to these ancient stellar ancestors. We are, quite literally, children of the stars, composed of stardust and cosmic energy. And over billions of years, these processes continued. Gas clouds coalesced into the galaxies, each containing billions of stars, swirling in intricate patterns across the universe. Galaxies collided,
As the moon reaches
merged,
totality,
and
the
formed
Earth's path
clustered,
across the Earth's surface
creating
cleared.
the vast cosmic verb that stretches across unimaginable distances. Within these galaxies, successive generations of stars lived and died, producing ever heavier elements, forming planets, moons, and the complex chemical foundations for life. And now, as we gaze at the night sky, it is astonishing to realize that every point of the light we see is a star, and many are accompanied by worlds of their own. Universe is not static. It is a living, evolving entity, constantly changing and expanding. And we, on our small blue planet, orbiting a medium-sized star in the Milky Way, are privileged to witness a tiny fragment of this grand cosmic story. The story of the universe is not merely one of physics and chemistry. It is a story that evokes awe, wonder, and deep reflection. From the tiniest subatomic particles to the vast clusters of galaxies, from the first burst of light into the complex structures that host life, the universe is a symphony of creation, a testament to the extraordinary power of natural law and cosmic chance. Take a moment to reflect on this. Every atom in your body has a journey through billions of years of cosmic history. Every molecule of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen was formed in the hearts of ancient stars. Every drop of water, every grain of sand, every breath you take is connected to the universe in ways that are profound and beautiful. The Big Bang was not only the beginning of matter, energy, and time.
As the
It was an
meteor enters the upper atmosphere, the intense
invitation to
friction causes
explore,
the outer layers
to
to
wonder,
ablate or
to
peel
seek
away.
knowledge, and to understand our place in this magnificent cosmos. It challenges us to ask questions, to reach beyond our planet, and to contemplate the extraordinary story that led to our existence. As we conclude this journey through the birth of the universe, allow yourself to feel a connection to the cosmos. Let let the enormity of space and time inspire humility, curiosity, and awe. Remember that you are a part of this story, woven into the fabric of the universe, carrying within you the history of stars, galaxies, and cosmic evolution. Take a deep breath. Imagine the universe expanding infinitely, galaxies spinning gracefully, stars igniting and dying in a brilliant burst of light. Feel the universe not as something distant and abstract, but as something intimately connected to you. You are a participant in this cosmic dance, and your very existence is a continuation of this epic story. The Big Bang was a singular, timeless moment that set everything into motion. The birth of space, time, energy, and matter. And from that single moment, the universe has grown into the astonishing, beautiful, and infinite cosmos we explore today. And in knowing this, in understanding this, we find a sense of connection, purpose, and wonder. We are starters, we are life, and we are witnesses to the unfolding story of the universe. The moon might be artificial, strange truths NASA doesn't talk about. The moon, the Earth's only natural satellite, has always been a source of inspiration and a silent companion in the dark of humanity. But did you know that behind its simple appearance, there are many unsolved mysteries? Mysteries that NASA, the US space agency, seems to not mysteries that NASA, the US space agency, seems to not want to mention. From its shapes, orbit to the strange phenomena that astronauts have recorded, many scientists and independent researchers have raised a shocking question. Is the moon really a natural celestial body, or is it an artificial structure, a cosmic observatory created by a mysterious civilization? In today's video, we will explore together the strange facts about the moon, the signs and the evidence that mainstream scientists have not been able to or do not want to widely publicize. The moon has many strange features that scientists have yet to find a satisfactory explanation for. First, the size and orbit. The moon is unusual. First, the size and orbit. The moon is unusually large compared to the Earth. First, the size and orbit. The moon is unusually large compared to the Earth. It occupies nearly a quarter of the Earth's diameter, a very rare ratio compared to other natural satellites in the solar system. This has led many to believe that the moon could not have formed randomly. Next is the stability of the orbit. Next is the stability of the orbit. The moon has maintained a perfect, stable orbit around the Earth for billions of years, something that physically models have not been able to explain satisfactorily, especially when considering the gravitational influence of other planets. In addition, researchers have discovered mysterious areas on the moon's surface that have a very high metal density, even denser than normal soil and rock. Some models measuring magnetic field and gravity also suggest that there may be hollow structures or cavity inside the moon. Not only that,
Not only that, many Apollo astronauts recorded strange phenomena while on the moon's surface, from unexplained moving lights to mysterious electronic signals appearing on equipment. One of the most frequent cited pieces of evidence is images taken by NASA's spacecraft. One of the most frequently cited pieces of evidence is images taken by NASA spacecraft, which show strange objects on the surface of the moon. These images are sometimes described as towers, pyramids, or observatories, structures which are difficult to explain using conventional science. Independent researchers also point to old records of mysterious outages during the Apollo missions, when astronauts reported seeing unidentified flying objects and strange noises that were recorded by equipment but never transmitted back to the Earth in full. There is a theory that the moon is a giant spaceship that was placed in Earth's orbit millions of years ago, a kind of observatory or even a monitoring tool for an alien civilization. Additionally, some leaked documents and audio recordings from NASA are said to contain Additionally, some leaked documents and audio recordings from NASA are raised to contain garbled conversation or secret warnings regarding what the astronauts witnessed. Many have questioned why NASA has never authorized further missions to these mysterious areas, or why important lunar discoveries have always been kept secret in internal reports. However, all theories about artificial moons have met with strong opposition from other mainstream scientific community. They argue that the unusual features can be explained by natural processes. For example, the moon's large size is the result of a giant collision between the early Earth and a planet-sized meteorite, which formed a For example, the moon's large size is the result of this giant collision between the early Earth and a planet-sized meteorite, which formed the satellite. Strange structures on the surface are believed to be caused by geological processes, air erosion, and meteorite impacts. Mysterious signals and unusual phenomena are explained by technical equipment and optical effects, and sound distortion in the weightless environment. NASA has always affirmed
As the moon reaches totality,
NASA has always
surface clear.
affirmed that they are transparent in publishing data and findings about the moon and invite independent scientists to analyze and verify. Although the debate is still ongoing, further research on the moon is still important. If the moon does show signs of artificial structures, it would be one of humanity's greatest discoveries, opening the door to extraterrestrial civilizations. Whatever the truth is, the moon still plays an important role in shaping life on Earth and is a launching pad for future space exploration missions. With the development of technology, new missions to the moon promise to help humans gain deeper insight, decoding the mysteries that have existed for billions of years. So, is the moon really an artificial structure, or is it just a natural celestial body with many undiscovered mysteries? The answer is still ahead, waiting for us to discover. Let's continue our journey of learning, asking questions, and constantly being curious about the vast universe. Thank you for joining us in this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next cosmic secrets. The origin of humans, evolution, early civilizations, and the alien question. On this blue planet, we humans are the only creatures who know how to ask ourselves, where did we come from? Why are we here? Human history spans millions of years, from the first steps of our ancestors to the glorious civilizations. But behind that story are countless mysteries that have not been answered. Are humans just a product of natural evolution, or are there mysterious forces from the universe that contributed to our creation? Today, we will explore
As the
together the
meteor enters the
amazing
upper
journey of
atmosphere,
humanity
the
from
intense
the
friction
origin of
causes the outer
evolution,
layers to
the
ablate
first
or peel
civilizations,
away.
to controversial theories about aliens and their role in our appearance. A journey that is not only scientific, but also questions that open the door to the unknown. The story begins about 6 million years ago when the first human ancestors split from their ancestors of modern chimpanzees. Over millions of years, evolution has produced many different ancient human species, such as Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and finally Homo sapiens, the modern humans we live with today. But the amazing thing is that although the evolutionary process was gradual, the intelligence and creativity of Homo sapiens developed dramatically in the last 100,000 years. Humans began to use language, create complex tools, and build societies with rules and customs. This discovery also raises the question, were there factors outside of nature that help or accelerate the evolutionary process? Over the years, archaeologists have discovered a series of evidence of spectacular advances. Over the years, archaeologists have discovered a series of evidences of spectacular advances in technology and art by prehistoric humans. From the caves in Europe with their intricate paintings to the sharp stone tools and primitive construction structures, all show that humans have a thinking ability far superior than other animals. As Homo sapiens migrated out of Africa and settled in different parts of the world, they began to build more complex communities, giving rise to ancient civilizations from Mesopotamia with its first cities, Egypt with As Homo sapiens migrated out of Africa and settled in different parts of the world, they began to build more complex communities, giving rise to ancient civilizations. From Mesopotamia with its first cities, Egypt with its massive pyramids, to ancient India and the Maya Empire in Central America. Each civilization left its own mark on architecture, art, and science. Interestingly, many of these civilizations had stories about their origins that were linked to celestial beings or gods. In Egypt, gods like Ra and Horus were believed to be supernatural. In Egypt, gods like Ra and Osiris were believed to be supernatural beings from the stars. Similarly, the Maya believed in light gods who taught them the knowledge of astronomy and mathematics. These stories make us wonder, could these legends be mere? These stories make us wonder. These stories make us wonder. These stories make us wonder, could these legends be mere fantasy, or do they hide a deeper truth about the emergence of humans and the first civilizations? The question of whether aliens have intervened in humans' development is not new, but it has become increasingly relevant in modern times. Many researchers, scientists, and even government organizations have not ruled out the possibility that intelligent extraterrestrial beings may have visited us and influenced humanity. Some point to ancient structures with constructions and architectural techniques far beyond contemporary technological capabilities, such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, Stonehenge, or monuments in South America. Some point to ancient structures with constructions and architectural techniques far beyond contemporary technological capabilities, such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, Stonehenge, or such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, Stonehenge, or monuments in South Africa. Nói nhầm rồi. Some point to ancient structures with construction and architectural techniques far beyond contemporary technological capabilities, such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, Stonehenge, or monuments in South America, as potential evidence of help from extraterrestrial civilizations. In addition, the wow signal detected in 1977 from space, along with reports of unidentified flying objects (UFOs), make it impossible to rule out the possibility that aliens are observing or have made contact with humans. If that is true, then our origins are not simply a purely evolutionary story, but part of a larger story of life in the universe. The origin of humanity is a story full of mystery and wonder, ranging from complex evolution, brilliant civilizations, to theories about aliens' intervention. Although science can help us understand part of our development journey, there are still things that cannot be explained, questions that have not been answered. We're still standing on the brink of great discovery. Then, when curiosity about ourselves and the vast universe urges people to continue searching for the truth. And perhaps it is a combination of scientific knowledge and unproven hypotheses that will help us understand more about ourselves and our place in the vast universe. The origin of humans remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries, a story that has no end. While modern science has shed light on many aspects of evolution and social development, there are still unanswered questions. For example, a study published in 2015 in the journal Nature found that the Homo sapiens genome contains 2 to 4% of DNA mixed with Neanderthals. For example, a study published in 2015 in the journal Nature found that the Homo sapiens genome contains 2 to 4% of DNA mixed with Neanderthals. For example, a study published in 2015 in the journal Nature found that the Homo sapiens genome contains 2 to 4% of DNA mixed with Neanderthals, an ancient human species that became extinct about 40,000 years ago. This suggests that our evolution was not simple, but involved complex interactions between different human species. In addition, modern DNA analysis have also revealed the presence of mysterious DNA segments that have no clear explanation, leading some scientists to question the possibility of outside intervention or influence in the evolution. In addition, modern DNA analyses also have revealed the presence of mysterious DNA segments that have no clear explanation, leading some scientists to question the possibility of outside intervention or influence in the evolutionary process. Regarding ancient civilizations, archaeological research continues to uncover works, techniques, and astronomical knowledge that transcend their time, from the Egyptian pyramids to the brilliant stone cities of South America, such as Machu Picchu or Tiwanaku, creating a multi-dimensional picture of human development. And when looking up at the sky, programs searching for extraterrestrial life such as SETI have detected thousands of radio signals from space, many of which have not been decoded, causing scientists and the community to ask the question, are we really alone? Perhaps in the future, New research and advanced technology will reveal more clues about this complex truth. The story of human origins does not stop at evolution or civilization, but also opens up a vast journey of discovery about our place in the universe. What do you think about this? What do you think about this hypothesis? What do you think about this
As the moon
hypothesis?
fully
Are we
eclipses the
just a
sun,
small part of a
the
larger
ethereal
plan?
pearly white
Leave your
corona
thoughts in the
emerges,
comment section below.
stretching millions of
Peace.
miles into space.